or is this gorgeous? And the weather gods are smiling on us because they knew that this was a special day for Columbus. And we're so glad all of you turned out. It's been almost like a reunion for me, seeing folks I have not seen in 100 years. And it's amazing because all of them have changed and gotten old and saggy, and I still look good. This is a gorgeous day to be alive. We got this great crowd here. For those of you who don't know, I am Little Angie Pace from Poindexter Village. And tonight, we are remaking history and breathing life, new life, into this wonderful, historic neighborhood. We are here to celebrate the honorees featured on the Longstreet Cultural Wall, right over there. We are here to honor the folks who are on the wall. We are here to honor the artist who created the wall. And we are here to join the King Lincoln District to the Discovery District once again. A division that never should have taken place, but that's just my opinion. More importantly, we're here to celebrate all of you folks who are here and who have a vested interest in this neighborhood. So, this is what I want you to do. If you are on the Longstreet Cultural Wall, if your image is up there, or if you are here representing someone or an institution that is on the wall, I want you to raise your hand and I want you to say, I'm on the wall. I'm on the wall. All right. And we also want to recognize the members of the advisory committee. So all members of the advisory committee, I want you to raise your hand and say, we put you on the wall. All right, thank you very much. You know, it really does feel good on Longstreet. It is very fitting that I should be on Longstreet on a Thursday night because I spend a whole lot of Thursday nights on Longstreet. We don't need to talk about that. Where's my pody? Yeah. So I was born over on Garfield. My sisters and I, my sister Robin is right down here, my brother Ricky. We were born over in Poindexter Village, spent the early parts of our days there. So Longstreet means a whole lot to us. My great aunt Ethel used to take us to see movies at the Lincoln Theater on Longstreet. My mother and her sister used to get their hair done by Miss Betty at Benton's Beauty Parlor on Longstreet. Miss Edna Bryce had a real sweet flower shop on Longstreet. I got my first library card when I was 6 years old at the old East Side branch on Longstreet. My grandmother and her sister were Eastern Stars at the Masonic Temple right up the street here on Longstreet. The very first time I heard Bobby Floyd play was at my brother's place on Longstreet. My stepfather used to socially network at the Colony Club and the Canna Bar on Longstreet. And when we are finished here, I will probably take myself up the street and buy myself a celebratory beverage at the Grenadier on Longstreet. So Longstreet has been, is, and always will be a big part of my life. The reconstruction of I-71 and 670 has been more than just another highway project. The Ohio Department of Transportation, the City of Columbus, and the Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission partnered to build this very special bridge after members of the community made it clear that they envisioned something special for these neighborhoods. So ODOT worked with community leaders and art experts, two extraordinary artists, to create this first-of-its-kind mural for the bridge. This is a wall that celebrates the greatness of the King Lincoln District and the Discovery District. Here to help us mark the occasion is the man who first visualized putting a cap on Longstreet, creating a park where people can relax and socialize and enjoy each other's company, especially on a day like today. Ladies and gentlemen, he is not only the finest mayor, I said, the finest mayor, but he is also mayor for life. So, ladies and gentlemen, my favorite mayor in the whole wide world, the mayor of our great city, the Honorable Michael B. for Bridge Builder Coleman.
Wow, I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't. I feel good.
Thank you.
I knew that I wouldn't. So good.
Thank you.
So good. I got you.
Does everybody feel good this evening? I feel good this evening. Today is an historic day in the city of Columbus. We stand here on this spot, at this place, at this time, remaking history in the city of Columbus. And I want to thank everyone that worked so hard to bring this event together. All the sponsors that are here, because believe it or not, this costs money. And they helped out, put it together. Those who helped build this bridge were here. So we stand here at an important moment. And I want us to think about that important moment. This street was once the center of culture, commerce, and civics, and church in the African-American community. In the mid-1930s, did you know that there were 100 businesses on East Long Street? All kinds of businesses, up and down Long Street. In the 40s, they called Mount Vernon Avenue the Avenue, and they called this street the Block. And then from the 40s through the 60s, all kinds of great businesses flourished over here. This city had 5 of the oldest black churches right in this neighborhood. Who's got an amen over here? Anybody go to church over here, say amen? Amen. All right. St. Paul AMEs, amen? Amen. Stand up, Pastor. St. Paul AME right here. Everybody say amen. Amen. Shiloh Baptist right over here. Say amen. 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 And then there were 23 jazz clubs all up and down this area. Now, who's going to say amen to that? Amen. Amen. I can say amen to that. There were movie houses. There were 5 hotels in this area. And then there was the Lincoln Theater. The Lincoln Theater was a place back in the day where entertainment came because black folks couldn't go downtown to see any entertainment. They couldn't go to the Palace Theater. They couldn't go to the Ohio Theater. They went to the Lincoln Theater. And then in the 60s, the engineers built this road underneath this cap that separated this great neighborhood from the rest of the city. The Lincoln Theater closed. The neighborhood fell in disrepair. Residents suffered. There was decades of neglect and blight in the area. This neighborhood at one time had 63,000 people that lived in this neighborhood. Today, there are 16,000 people that live in this neighborhood. And so, about 10 years ago, we put a stake in the ground over at the King Art Center. And I said, we're going to bring this area back, even if we have to carry it on our back. And so that meant doing things and investing in the area. We supported housing. We supported the new building of the Gideon building right behind us on the corner. We caused the construction of the Whitney apartments right around the corner. We built new homes in the area. We built the Charles right down the street where the Affordable Housing Trust is located that we began. We formed the PAC, the Partners Achieving community transformation to help put together a new plan for the area. The city of Columbus has invested over the past 10 years approaching $20 million to help revitalize just this community. And then last week, just right down the street, we accepted a $30 million check from the federal government, from President Obama, in a grant of which the city of Columbus is now committed to match $24 million because of the $30 million to invest in this neighborhood. And so we stand on this bridge, $7.1 million Longstreet Bridge, funded by partners who you'll hear from tonight, a great city council that is here, great partners in Morpsey and the Ohio Department of Transportation, all came together. And I have an announcement to make tonight. And that announcement is, we're back. We're back. This cap, this bridge, was first experimented with over I-670. We put a cap there, and businesses flourished on that cap. Hyde Park, 11, several businesses. I said, let's put a cap here. Let's reconnect the neighborhood. Let's invest in the area. And then the community came with the cultural wall, and here we stand today. Larry Winston Collins and Kojo, Kamau, and Betty Stahl. They put together this cultural wall that is representative of our community in the city of Columbus. And on this wall are 139 images honoring 142 people who made a contribution. Those in the past that stood up for our community in so many ways, in the arts, in religion, in the social environment, every way possible that could be thought of is represented on that wall. And we're proud of it. It's 63 and a half feet wide, 263 feet long. And one day we'll see commercial development on this cap as well. Because this is just a peek into the future. That one day we'll see all the businesses that were lost to come back to Longstreet. All the civic environment and the people in the streets are going to come back on Longstreet. And it's happening as we see it. And so as I was leaving my home today, I saw on my counter a book that reminded me of the day, the highlight, the renaissance of this neighborhood. And that book is The Jet. Remember The Jet magazine? The Jet magazine. This issue is the last issue of Jet magazine. It's dated June 23rd, 2014. And I have one of the few copies in the country in my hand right now. But I remember when this magazine was on every street corner in this neighborhood. I remember when this magazine was in every household in this neighborhood. I remember when this magazine was in Waldo Tyler's pharmacy in this neighborhood. I remember when this magazine was everywhere in this neighborhood. And all the guys, when they got this magazine, they opened up to the middle page. Y'all know what I'm talking about, don't you? They opened up to the middle page and didn't read nothing else. Tony Roseborough, I saw you do it with my own eyes. But while the paper version of this magazine has died, it will continue online. It will continue to be in a digital format. And why is it important that JET survive, whether it be on paper or on digital format? The reason it is important that it survive is that it connects the past with the future. And as we stand on this bridge today, this bridge reminds me of JET magazine, because this bridge is going to connect our past with the future. God bless you. And so we can't do this alone. There's a lot of people that helped to get us here today. It wasn't just me, it wasn't just the city. The Ohio Department of Transportation stepped up when we asked them to step up. They didn't have to help us. They could have done what they've had done 70 years ago, 80, 90 years ago. They could have just done the thing. But Jerry Ray and the Ohio Department of Transportation stepped up and said, yes, we can. So Director Jerry Ray, come up here and say, yes, we can. Come on up here, Jerry.
Man, I'm not used to having music, I'll tell you that right now. During my career in public service, sometimes folks will ask about different jobs and being a cabinet member or a governor or whatever. And I have always said to folks, I believe the most difficult job in the public sector is to be the mayor of a big city. And we are so blessed in Central Ohio to have one of the outstanding mayors in the country, and Michael Coleman. He does an outstanding job, and he's a pleasure to work with. We do ribbon cuttings and groundbreakings and things of that nature around the state. I've done a couple in Toledo and Cincinnati recently. This is the largest crowd that I have ever seen for anything of this nature. And it's entirely fitting because as important as those other projects are, and they mean a lot to the community in terms of mobility and safety and access, they are important projects. But none of them are as special as this is tonight. This is something different, and this is something special, and really, really proud to be a part of it. Years ago, when they had the vision of building the interstate highway system, I believe that the engineers and the folks that were involved in that did not have the sensitivity and the awareness that they needed to have in terms of community and neighborhood and church family and businesses, and therefore I believe made some mistakes in locating the system. And certainly this is one of those areas where we need to reconnect, and we need to bring this area back, as the mayor says. This has been a very special project for ODOT. It has spanned 3 administrations. There's been 3 different administrations that have been involved in this, and in every case been supportive of it and completely active in trying to make it happen. We have a lot of great folks who, you don't get a project like the Crossroads project. I should say something about the whole project. We did a design-build project on the Crossroads project, and our original bid, which came in from Kokosing and CH2M Hill, they're here tonight. They're our constructor and our designer. I know you don't know where they are, but give them a round of applause. The original bid that they submitted for this was $41 million less than our estimate. And today they're on budget and on time. And this is one of the most exciting aspects of this. There are a lot of people with the Department of Transportation. I'm going to introduce a few folks. Hold your applause, and then we'll give them some applause at the end. Farzan Ahmed is our District 6 Deputy Director. This project is in his area. Our Planning and Engineering Administrator is a man named Tom Slack. Project Manager on this was Leslie Montgomery. Our Construction Administrator, Brian Hupp. Area Engineer, Dave Poling. Project Engineer, Andrew Greastorn. Project Manager, Brad Jones. And one lady that is here that I can see right down here is a lady named Nancy Burton. And a lot of you have heard from her. She's been the communications director for this project, and she's the communications director for ODOT District 6. She does her job in such a way that we can hold her up as the model for the rest of the state. This is how you manage a project. This is how you communicate. This is how you stay in touch with the community. All these folks do an outstanding job. When you're in the public sector, there's no bonus program, there's no profit sharing, and there's very little opportunity to actually thank folks publicly for the great job that they do. They are my heroes, and I hope you'll help me thank them right now. On behalf of Governor John Kasich and the Ohio Department of Transportation, I want you to know what a pleasure it is to be here and how genuinely proud we are to be a part of this project and to have helped made it happen. One of our other partners in this was the Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission, and their executive director is with us to say a few words, William Murdoch.
Good evening, everybody out there on the bridge. This is loud. I'm William Murdoch with the Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission, or MORPC, and I am so pleased to be here tonight with you to celebrate this project. Our partners at the city had the vision to make this happen. Mayor Coleman, thank you for your leadership. City Council, his staff deserve another round of applause for making this happen. And I'm going to make you applaud again because Director Ray and Deputy Director Ahmed and ODOT, they saw the vision, they helped make it realized, and we should be very proud of the work that they did too. But even more so, I am so humbled to be here tonight with so many community leaders and important individuals, or their relatives, or their friends, or their neighbors who are on this wall tonight. And I'd like to give them all a round of applause too. I'm so humbled to be here with you tonight. You know, at MORPC, we have over 50 local governments in Central Ohio that work on moving people and moving cars. We work on transportation. We work on sustainability, improving neighborhoods, improving the environment. And this project is so important to the region. MORPC and the other 50 local governments couldn't be more supportive of this project as a major reinvestment strategy by the city and this community and a transportation overhaul for this whole area. This is more than just a bridge in one neighborhood. The Long Street Bridge and Cultural Wall is a symbol of pride for all of Central Ohio. We are so proud of this work here and so proud to be a part of it. It exemplifies what civic infrastructure means to neighborhoods. Civic infrastructure, like bridges, should not divide and separate neighborhoods. It should lift them up and enhance them. This isn't a bridge for cars. This is a first of its kind of innovation where we have a bridge that brings the community together, celebrates the community. It's for cars, people, bicyclists. It's for the whole community. It connects the Discovery District to the King Lincoln District, and it honors the neighborhood and its history. There isn't another project like this in the country. That's true. We should clap for that. This is unique. This is Columbus, and this is where we're going. But this bridge just isn't about our honorable past. This is about where we're going as a community. This is a sustainable bridge. It's got green elements. It will spur new investment as the Eastern Gateway to downtown and the gateway to the King Lincoln District. This project celebrates Central Ohio. We're proud of it. It sets the tone for the whole rebirth of this neighborhood, and we're just so proud to have been a part. Congratulations to the city. Congratulations to ODOT. Congratulations to all of you. Have a great time this evening. Thank you.
Can you tell these folks are a little bit excited about what's going on? I love my mayor, but I didn't think he was ever going to stop talking. Goodness gracious. You know what's really funny is to stand up here and to look out on this crowd and see not only a lot of old friends and relatives, but I see so many of my old boyfriends out there. See what you missed? So, today is all about bridges. It's all about bridges. Bridges are all about span. This is the last time the mayor will have me MC anything, don't worry. You won't have to put up with me much longer. Bridges are all about spanning areas, connecting areas, linking neighborhoods, cultures, and ideas, making collaboration possible. And collaboration is very evident here on the Longstreet Cultural Wall because the collaboration is of two amazing local artists. Larry Winston Collins, born in Cincinnati, got his BFA right up the street at the Columbus College of Art and Design. He received the, you can clap for CCAD, received the Artist to Africa Fellowship from Arts for Community Expression, was able to travel to West Africa, and today he is the assistant professor at Miami University in Oxford. His trademark is the unique wood cuts that you will see on the wall. And Kojo Kamau. Kojo is like Oprah. He only needs one name. He's just Kojo. Kojo is a Columbus native. He has won numerous awards for his photography. His photographs are in permanent collections at the Columbus Museum of Art, the Columbus Metropolitan Library, and the Columbus Foundation. Kojo also studied up the street at CCAD and is currently a photography instructor up the street at Columbus State Community College. So ladies and gentlemen, the geniuses behind the Longstreet Cultural Wall, Kojo Kamau and Larry Winston Collins. Gentlemen.
And with the local DBC news, LL with a triumphant comeback. But tonight, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, I'm rocking my pants, putting suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass drum.
All right, I got some music. That's good. I like that. Well, I'm Larry Winston Collins, and I would like to just say, boy, it is wonderful to see everyone out here at Longstreet and to enjoy this wall. Kojo and I worked long hours on this wall, and it is wonderful to see it finally up, and everything is looking like we thought it was going to look. Because a lot of times we wasn't sure how things were going to line up, but it looks pretty good. I would just like to say that, when I got the opportunity to work on this wall, I thought about it, and I gave my good buddy up in Chicago a call, an artist named Arthur Wright, and I said, Arthur, I just got this proposal to do this wall that's in Columbus, and I was thinking about doing some artwork and putting on it, and I said, what do you think? He said, well, go ahead and submit it. What is it going to hurt? If it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen, but if it does, then it's going to be wonderful. So I submitted it, and it happened, and now it's up here. When I think about this area, I think about how much this area gave me, the things that this area did for me. I went to school here at Columbus College of Art and Design. I worked here. I worked for 10 years as a professor over at Columbus College of Art and Design. I had a couple of studios over here. One of my first studios was over at the King Arts Complex over with Betty Stahl. Stayed there. My family grew up around this area. I went to church in this area. Just so many things that this area has done for me. And I just like to say that it's a great opportunity for me to give something back to this community. I do have a couple of people that I would like to thank that really helped this project to happen. The people at ODOT, was great to work with them. Good personalities. They really was very understanding about you know, a lot of the things that needed to happen with this wall. They were very accommodating for getting things done. And, you know, this was a lot of work. This was 2 years in the making on Kojo and my part, you know. 2 years, you know. It was May of 2012 that this actually started. And then went through 2 summers of actually working on this. But I like to thank Marie Kessler, Nancy Burton for all their work, Brad Jones for helping out, all his advice and everything, the 2 Chris doing the landscape, Susan Studer came up to Oxford and gave me some advice on some things, Stu and Nathan, Ray Miller, the third, the man. He was like the glue that held a lot of this stuff together. He was giving me phone calls and just telling me what was going on, and I really appreciate just working with the brother. All right. Betty Stahl and Danny Palmore, they were the ones doing all the advising on who should be on the wall and where it should go and how big it should be. And so that was a good, you know, working with them. Betty and I go back a long ways, back to the King Arts Complex. I want to thank Marshall Short. He was one of my students back over at CCAD, and I got some of his advice on doing some things. He's the one that told me about putting stuff in the cloud and storing it in the cloud, and I didn't know what the cloud was. I'm still trying to figure out what the cloud is, but, you know, some of the stuff is stored up there. Duncan Snyder over at CCAD. And then Kojo. It was just a pleasure to work with Kojo again. Kojo and I have worked on a lot of projects together, and boy, it was just wonderful. You know, it's not easy to get 2 artists to work together, because artists can be some strange people, you know. But, you know, I think Kojo and I, we just clicked together, and it was a pleasure to work with him. I want to thank my family and my friends for all the support, and then my wife, Cynthia, for just being in my corner. All right? Thank you.
Hello. I would like to thank the City of Columbus, the Ohio Department of Transportation, the Columbus Arts Commission for the opportunity to work on this project. I would also like to thank the Ohio Arts Council and the Greater Columbus Arts Council for more than 30 years of supporting artists and art organizations. And thanks to the Community Advisory Panel and all of you fine folks out there for your support. The individuals on this wall come from all walks of life, and they did not always agree on everything, but they walked together and individually for a common cause. I believe there was something that they all had in common, and that was respect. During the 1960s, Aretha Franklin sang about it, and James Brown belted out, "Get on up." Everyone was working towards a better community. I challenge young people to learn more about the people on the wall. Ask the elders in your family about the people that they know. We have all lived to witness one of the most exciting periods of American history. We are living what our ancestors dreamed about. We are a nation of dreamers. And as an artist, I do a lot of dreaming. But I never thought of being involved in a project, an art project such as this. Combining traditional photography techniques with computer technology allows us to create new forms of presentations never dreamed of before. This project was a challenge I shall never forget. I would like to leave you with this. Always remember, what you do today is tomorrow's history. And a head held high never misses a sunrise. There's one person in the audience that I would like to recognize, and he is my first photography teacher at East High School, and his name is Mr. McKnight. Would you raise your hand, Mr. McKnight? Thank you.
All right, how about another round of applause for Kojo and Larry Winston Collins, who created this wonderful wall. I just want to say a special shout out to Archie Griffin. Hi, Archie. I thought I saw Buster. Where's Buster? Is Buster here? There's Buster Douglas back there. And then I also see Ann B. Walker, who used to make me cry every day when I worked for her. But she made me tough. You know, Columbus and Central Ohio are very lucky to have very strong, compassionate leadership, and some of my favorite leaders are here today. Please welcome Columbus City Council President Andrew Ginther, but I can call him Andy, State Senator Charlita Tavares, and State Representative Kevin Baby Boy Boyce.
Good evening, everybody. What a fabulous night in our great city. We're thrilled to have you here tonight, here to be joined by my colleagues on Columbus City Council. I'm going to ask them to stand. Councilmember Eileen Paley, Councilmember Herschel Craig, President Pro Tem Troy Miller, Councilmember Priscilla Tyson. Thank you all for being here tonight and for all your strong support of this project. I recently read an article called The Power of Two, in which the author of the piece observes that our cultural obsession with the individual has obscured the power of the creative pair. Nowhere is the power of the creative pair more evident than the extraordinary gift that artists Kojo and Larry have given to their city. Let's give them another round of applause. The bridge beneath our feet leads in two directions, to the past and to the future. I believe that our duty is to both. We must honor the past by investing in the future of this community and this neighborhood. The federal government, the city of Columbus, the private sector, the state of Ohio will continue to work with residents, state legislators, to bring new opportunities to this neighborhood and throughout our great city. It's a new day in the Near East Side in the King Lincoln District, and we'd like to thank all the residents of downtown, the nearby Discovery District, the Near East Side, for believing in their neighborhoods and sharing this special day with us. The neighborhoods we celebrate today have always been places of discovery. And now may we all discover that even brighter days lie ahead for our community, with much more to celebrate in the months and years to come. I introduce to you our State Senator, Charlita Tavares.
Thank you very much, Andy, and thank you to the community. As the mayor said earlier, this is about the bridge and the bridge forward. What I am very, very proud of is the history that we're bridging to the future. The strong African-American business people, artists, contributors to the culture, to the health and welfare of all of Columbus, but who lived in this community, who gave to the entire community, who stayed here, even though there's only 16,000 plus residents. You stayed because you believe in the community. And this bridge is going to take all of us to a renaissance of the Near East Side. I'm proud of my colleagues both at the local and the state level. As your state senator, I'm very proud that our Department of Transportation worked with the mayor and the city council to have this cap to connect the communities of downtown and the east side. But what I'm most proud of are all of the people in this audience who have contributed tremendously to the health, safety, and welfare of the entire city of Columbus. Thank you for your contributions to the honorees. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all that you've done. And for the young people in the audience, thank you for what you will do in the future to make this community proud, to make Columbus proud, and to make our African American heritage one that is lifted up, that is celebrated, and that all of us understand that it is one of the backbones of this state. Thank you very much. And now I have the honor of introducing my friend, my colleague, State Representative Kevin Boyce.
OH! OH! What a great thing it is to be a part of something special. To look out into the crowd and see so many wonderful faces, Heisman Trophy winners, world boxing champions, and so many other wonderful people. I see my pastor here this evening. But I'd be remiss if I didn't at least point out one person that's also on the wall, and that's my wife, Crystal Boyce. And just for the record, it is a fact that I taught her everything she knows about dance. But in all seriousness, Andy Ginther said, God help us if that's the case. That's probably true. But in all seriousness, a renaissance represents a new beginning. It represents the start of something new. And today, as we dedicate this bridge and honor our history, let us all reflect on what our own roles are in carrying this legacy forward. The reason that we sit here today with this wonderful bridge beneath our feet is because of those who paved the way before us. And while we're honoring them today with this wonderful tribute to their lives, the better tribute and the better dedication of the history would be our actions individually going forward. Let us start today as a new day for this community, where each of us takes the responsibility amongst ourselves and begins to plant the seeds so that the next generation can also have something to celebrate. On behalf of the Ohio House of Representatives, it's my honor and pleasure to dedicate this bridge and honor not only those who are represented today on the wall, but all of those who have been a part of this great community. God bless you. Congratulations to everyone.
All right, the time has come, ladies and gentlemen. But first, I want our honorees to stand. All our honorees to stand. And I want you to turn around and look at this crowd. Everybody turn around. Honorees, turn around. And everybody have a great round of applause for our honorees. These are the people that have helped make this community. We're proud of you, and we want to say thank you. And so, will the honorees and the advisory committee meet me on the wall? Because we're going to go on the wall, we're going to cut the ribbon.